Silver Side Up is the third studio album by Canadian rock band Nickelback. It was released on September 11, 2001. According to Allmusic, Silver Side Up continued Nickelback's tradition of dark high-octane rock from the band's first two albums. It reached number 1 in Canada, Austria, Ireland, New Zealand and the United Kingdom. The album was certified 8A, Platinum in Canada, 6A, Platinum in the US and 3A, Platinum in the UK. Background: by 2000, Nickelback had begun to receive commercial success through performing their second album The State and its lead single Leader of Men. In early 2001, The State was certified gold in Canada and had almost reached the same certification in America. At this time, Nickelback was planning to enter the studio to begin recording their third studio album. In March 2001, Nickelback won their first Juno Award for Best New Group of the Year. In April 2001, Nickelback returned to the studio where they recorded The State to begin recording for Silver Side Up. Many of the songs from Silver Side Up were written before The State was released. And some of them, including Hangnail and Hollywood, had been played live and many fans already knew them before Silver Side Up was released. Just For was originally released on Coba's Just For in 1996. Nickelback took their time recording Silver Side Up, and eventually hired Rick Parashar to help them produce the album. By June 2001 the band had completed recording Silver Side Up. They announced the lead single from the album would be How You Remind Me. Mike Krueger, the bass player, wanted to release Never Again, but the record label and bandmates decided How You Remind Me would be more appropriate. In July 2001, Nickelback sent How You Remind Me to radio stations. In August that year, Nickelback played their first German tour. In early September, the band set out to tour with their friends in Three Doors Down. While on tour, How You Remind Me reached number 1 on both the Billboard Mainstream Rock Tracks chart and the Modern Rock Tracks chart before Silver Side Up was officially released. Silver Side Up's lead single's success catapulted The State back onto the Billboard charts. Release and chart performance: Silver Side Up was released on September 11, 2001. The album entered the Billboard 200, peaking at number 2 and surpassing their previous album, The State, which peaked at 130. The album peaked at number 2 behind American rapper Jay-Z. Silver Side Up peaked at number 2 in the Billboard 200 and number 1 in the Canadian Albums chart, becoming Nickelback's first album to enter the Canadian Albums chart. The band decided to tour with Default and others in late 2001. Silver Side Up received platinum status from the RIAA, becoming Nickelback's first album to retain platinum status. In Canada it also reached platinum status, surpassing The State, which went gold status in January 2001. By late 2001, How You Remind Me had already become a massive hit. The music video for the song was heavily played on MTV and other channels. In December 2001, How You Remind Me peaked at number 1 in the Billboard Hot 100, where it remained for 4 weeks. The song stayed in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100 for 20 consecutive weeks. By the end of 2001, Silver Side Up had been awarded double platinum by the RIAA. Follow-up singles were Too Bad and Never Again, both of which reached number 1 on the rock charts, but failed to achieve the same success as How You Remind Me. In 2002 Nickelback toured worldwide to support Silver Side Up. They filmed a concert at their homes, which the band released on DVD as Live at Home. The band won many Juno Awards and a lot of Billboard Music Awards. The band also played at the Billboard Music Awards. How You Remind Me became the number 1 song of the Hot 100 of the year for 2002. By early 2003, the band was nominated for the American Music Awards. Silver Side Up was certified 6x multi-platinum by the RIAA and 8x multi-platinum by the CRIAA. In the United Kingdom, the album has sold 1.1 million copies as of November 2014. Singles: the tracks released from Silver Side Up as singles were How You Remind Me, Too Bad, and Never Again. The most successful of these was How You Remind Me, which reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Mainstream rock and modern rock charts. Reception. As of December 22, 2010, Silver Side Up had sold 5,666,000 copies in the U.S. According to IFPI, over 2 million copies of the album were sold in Europe and over 8 million copies were sold worldwide by 2002. It was ranked 47th on Billboard's 200 albums of the decade. As of October 2014, Silver Side Up has sold over 10 million copies worldwide. Track listing, all lyrics written by Chad Kroeger, all music composed by Nickelback. Personnel. Charts and certifications. End of decade charts. References.